Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out today's broadcast. My name is Jonathan, and today is day 415 of my 3-year challenge to lose 300 pounds. If this is your first time checking out my channel, a little bit about me and the channel. 39 years old. I'm married. We have 4 children, and I've been overweight my whole life. From as long as I can remember, I've been kind of the biggest kid in the room. Graduated high school right around 300 pounds. Shortly after college, just kept creeping up higher and higher until in 2020, I got to the point where I was over 500 pounds and I knew I needed to do something. I've tried a lot of diets over the years and gone up and down in weight, but never was able to find anything that was sustainable or that worked for me. And so I created this challenge with really 2 big goals in mind. The first was that I needed to commit to this longer than I've committed before. A lot of times I would focus on losing weight until an event came up, a wedding or a vacation, or I would stick to it for 6 months, 7, 9, 8, 9 months, but never really commit to it long term. And so I decided that in order to succeed that I should do this or focus on this for 3 years. And so that's why I created this, I picked the length for the 3 years so that I could find the way to lose the weight, maintain the weight, and, live at a healthy weight. The other thing was that the other part of this challenge was that I have a lot of weight to lose and a lot of, in the past, the weight loss I've done was kind of half measures or just kind of part way there, but never really getting to a healthy weight. So that's why I challenged myself to lose 300 pounds. So far, it's been going great. I last week weighed in at 331 pounds. So I've lost over 180 pounds. I did gain about 20 pounds here in the last 3 months just because of some issues I had with surgery and just trying, I'm not surprised that there was a bit of a rebound and a plateau just because I lost a lot of weight very quickly. But I started this off with a water fast that was 40 days. I lost 90 pounds in that time. And then I switched to a whole food plant-based diet. And I've lost the additional 90 pounds on that diet. If anybody has any questions, feel free to throw them down below. I'd love to hear you guys' non-scale victories. How was your weekend? And how you guys doing? Carrie's checking in saying hello. Hello, Carrie. I hope everything's going great at home today. We had a busy weekend. It was Carrie's birthday. It was an awesome birthday. I felt like it was an awesome birthday. I hope she felt like it was an awesome birthday. Um, but it was nice for her birthday to land on the weekend. I was able to take the day off work, so I was home all day with her and the kids. Uh, the We didn't do anything huge on her birthday because Carrie was working on some other things for a project that she's been doing. But we did make her breakfast pancakes. That's kind of a birthday pancake thing, is a tradition in our house. And I got to be the lucky person that got to make the breakfast pancakes, I got to make them. My daughter was going to help, but it was something. Carrie says it was a great birthday, which is awesome to hear. The uh, the recipe Carrie had for the pancakes, I don't know if it was different than one she had used previously, but it was different for me in that I just hadn't cooked pancakes quite with the ingredients that we were using because it's not, we don't make pancakes a lot. We usually have oatmeal for breakfast, but it was this really simple recipe. It was just bananas, a lot of bananas, oats, rolled oats, I think is what I used, and then soy milk. And just threw all of that in a blender, kind of made sure it was a decent consistency. And then it took, Carrie says her normal recipe disappeared from Pinterest. So whoever must have pulled that board down, I guess, if that's all based on links. And if you want to see some of our recipes or what we eat, do check out the Pinterest. That link is down in the description below. Um, excuse me. But the breakfast pancakes, they were a little bit different than cooking other pancakes, and it took me a little bit of time to get the swing of it. I think there was 2 or 3 pancakes that I had to trash just because, uh, didn't really have. I think a big part of it was I needed the pan to be hotter when I started than what I, allowed it to when I first started, and then I just needed to be more patient. I found that if I put a pancake on and then just walked away from the stove for, like, 4 or 5 minutes and just didn't, like, forced myself to not, because I think I screwed the first ones up because I tried to flip them too soon, and I found that if I just let them cook for longer, that, they would get kind of enough of, cooked enough that I was able to flip them, and, so I just had to be patient, which means Carrie had to sleep in longer, stay in bed longer. I didn't think I was gonna get the pancakes done till noon, but, I was able to get them done eventually. I didn't actually have any breakfast pancakes, just because it wasn't, I was kind of not trying to eat a whole lot for breakfast on Saturday because I knew that we were gonna have a lot of food for dinner because Carrie was wanting to have, taco pizza from a restaurant local to us that does a vegan taco pizza. And so that's what we ended up having, on Saturday afternoon. And it's kind of a double-edged sword because, it's great that there's a place that does that pizza. It's really enjoyable pizza. It's extremely expensive and it's not at all healthy for us overall. And so it's kind of a weird, I was thinking about it the other day with how I don't eat out, or we don't eat out near as much as we used to eat out. That's not really an option for us a lot of times. And so overall, like per meal, and also me not going to fast food for breakfast or lunch or on the way home stopping at a gas station, uh we end up going out to eat far less. But then when we do end up going out to eat, the places that have the food that kind of cater for our, our diet, end up being a little bit more expensive. And so that was the case with the pizzas, that it's really nice that we can get the pizzas, but they're like 30 plus dollars per pizza. And we ended up getting 2 of them just because with the kids, we've gotten a lot of pizzas, and they have they've been on the fence here and there with them, but never really liked anything in particular. We ended up getting a taco pizza because Carrie wanted the taco, and then this place had been advertising a pan style pizza that, I guess it would be like a Chicago deep dish, maybe. I don't know if that's, but essentially it was deep dish, and it had the meat, then the cheese, then the marinara on top of it, and we ended up getting that, um, as well, and the kids loved it. It was, between that pizza and actually, uh, one of our kids who's generally picky, the deep dish, Carrie said, and has never tried the taco pizza before, tried the taco, and they enjoyed that. And so if we can get all of our kids to just like the taco pizza, we could probably get by with ordering just that, and then it would help rein us in because it's, the pizza was so good. Everybody was going back for more. And we kind of let ourselves go because it was Carrie's birthday. And we were celebrating that. Um, the, oh, there was two. let's see. So Saturday, like I said, was pizza. Friday, we did try a new dish from the Plant Powered Family Cookbook. I think it was called Smoky Veggie Chili. Um, and I enjoyed it. I think Carrie liked it. I don't know if the kids really even gave it a shot, but I thought it was a decent recipe. And then on Sunday, we just had simple Spanish rice and beans, really easy kind of recipe or meal to put together. Just something that and is very filling. Not, it's funny eating rice and just kind of the difference of it. But um, I guess I started talking about just that going out to eat, and I don't know if I finished the thought on that, but um it just that uh when we are going out to eat, it costing more, but overall we're spending less money on the food that we go out to eat. Uh Carrie said that the chili powder we have right now is a little bit too spicy for the kids, so she made them an alternative meal on Friday. So that's kind of why they didn't have it on Friday. Um, but yeah, the pizza was great. Kids loved it. That was definitely they said it was their favorite pizza that we've had, which is kind of a plus because a lot of the pizza that we've gotten, me and Carrie have enjoyed, or it's been, we've liked it, but the kids have not. So to find something that they like would be nice. And then uh one of the things that kind of Saturday's pizza kind of experience, and then something that happened Sunday made me really kind of looking at just self-control and just how weird, like, in some respects I have zero self-control, but in other respects I have great self-control. I fasted for 40 days. I didn't eat anything, and um but uh Saturday with the pizza, you know, like I said, me and Carrie enjoyed it. The kids enjoyed it too, so they ate a couple pieces of it. And in the pan pizza was not a big pizza by any means. It was actually very expensive for the size pizza that we got. But uh just it's one of those things, I always there's a card game called Hearts, and it's like breaking hearts where like you don't eat or you don't touch it at all, like you can't have it at all. And then once you break hearts, then it's like, all right, everybody's playing that card. And I feel like uh diet is like that. Like when I'm on diet and I'm not gonna break diet, it's all fine. And then once I do, it's just like it all the self-control goes away. And it's and some of it too is like I even tell myself things uh to justify going and having another slice or having the last slice, being like, well, I'm going to eat that slice. I already had 3 or 4 slices of this pizza um, this afternoon. There's only one left. I might as well finish it. You find rationales to justify eating it. And it's difficult to fight it. And I don't know if there's a, what the, and that's maybe why for me abstaining works so well, and that I need to go back to abstaining. And because I don't lose weight when I'm doing this, like, and that's the other thing, that when I'm at home all weekend, I don't have a scale, so I don't have that kind of reminder each day of where I'm at. So I don't think about it, but I get on the scale today and I'm up a couple pounds from my last weigh-in, and I'm like, "Oh, this really sucks." But that's the way I have a cycle right now. It's that I lose as much weight as I can right before or on Wednesday, and then the weekend hits and I gain a couple pounds, and then Monday, Tuesday, I rein it back in and I kind of lose back that weight that I gained over the weekend. Um and I did a little bit better job, I feel like, this weekend of not eating as much at other meals, but I know I didn't do a great job of doing that. And so on Sunday we had a Carrie says she agreed. I'm ready to rein it in. Yes. And with the holidays coming up, it's tough. I'll kind of go into a little bit more, but So on Sunday, we had a thing with our kids on Sunday morning where they were at a Christmas they did a Christmas pageant in the morning, and after the event they had uh an area where they had tables and they had donuts and they had hot cocoa and they had a bunch of things out. And my kids right away wanted to go for those things, and we've been more strict about the animal-based products in their diet over the past couple months than we were 6 months ago. 6 months ago, 9 months ago, I was like, "Oh, we're not really gonna have our kids do this." And now I'm really looking at it like, well, if these are the health benefits for me now at 40, imagine the health benefits my kids are gonna have at 10, with this. And also they're seeing an improvement in us, and we want them to see that, even if they do eat other things outside the house, or when they grow up and they move away, they choose to eat things that are animal product. Like, we don't really keep them away from the salt, oil, sugar. That was another thing I was thinking about. Like, if we were, and that's kind of the next step is keeping them away from the salt, oil, sugar, I suppose. Um, But if they make that choice and they do end up getting to a point where they're unhealthy, or they get to an unhealthy point like we are at, or we're at, um, that they have these resources, they know that this is an option for them. But also, something that I realized was that um my kids, that whole self-control thing, and kind of on Sunday, like, they really wanted to go have those donuts and that hot chocolate. And had we known that they were gonna have those things, and next year when we do this, we'll know that, we'll make sure we have something with us. But when we uh when they get faced with that, they really want to have that. And I know as a kid, if it would have been reversed, if I was a kid and my parents were there, my parents would have been like, go at it, because it cost them no money for those donuts. And it would make me extremely happy to have a donut or chocolate chip cookies and hot cocoa. And so it looks like it's a win-win, because at home, you might try to restrict those things, but when you're out, and like I said, it doesn't cost you anything. What's the difference to let the kids go at it and have it? Um, and it broke my kid's heart, but this isn't the first time we've dealt with this, and so they are getting more experiences with it, and we're trying to make the payoff to them in the long run worth it. In that, okay, you might not have that donut, but when we get home, you'll have extra of this, or we'll get you something, or we'll trade it, or we'll do something different. And it but it just, yeah, like I said, it just uh, we kind of had to force our kids not to eat that. But hopefully, if we do this enough, it starts to instill that self-control, because there's so much of it is jealousy of seeing other people or other kids enjoying something that they don't get to enjoy. And if they were handing out apples instead of handing out donuts, my kids would have that same jealousy if I restricted them from going and having apples. It's just that it's donuts that are up there. It's um the- so it's not part of, if it was, they're more disappointed that they're not getting donuts than they would be disappointed that they're not getting apples. So there is a difference in the level of disappointment, or the jealousy of seeing other people have them. But it's still, that's a big part of it. And that's what my kids have admitted is been, but they're having it, like they get to have it. And it's difficult. But then we have events like last Thursday where everybody was wanting the marshmallows, and the only people that brought marshmallows were the vegans. So everybody had vegan marshmallows with their hot cocoa. So, and all those other kids would have been really jealous, and they were. I mean, I felt, because I took the marshmallows over to my kids, not realizing there wasn't any regular marshmallows, and all the kids were like, "What happened to the marshmallows?" They were all freaking out because they knew some kids had marshmallows. Um, and so it's all just a jealousy thing, or not all, but it's a big part of it is jealousy, or why do they get to have it? So, but hopefully over time, maybe they get a little bit of self-control. They can figure out, hey, I don't have to feel awful because, I've had to deal with this my whole life, not having that or dealing with that. And uh, there's a lot of just kind of, you know, what happened Saturday with me not having any self-control, and Carrie probably would agree. She didn't have a great amount of self-control on Saturday with the pizza. And then seeing my kids experience that, Saturday morning or Sunday morning kind of was an interesting series of events there together. Let's see, what else did I have? So speaking of reining it in, I had done an interview with a lady a month or so ago, and there were some technical difficulties that they were having with the recording. So we switched to a different recording platform, and I just got an email this weekend from her that she did a bunch of interviews, and all of them worked out really well, except for the interview that I did with her. The platform we had switched to she wasn't able to edit the video right, or do what she needed to do. So we had to reschedule the interview. And so it's kind of funny. This has kind of gone on since early November now, but we're gonna we're gonna talk in January. So like mid-January, I'm gonna redo the interview, but I need to get back under I need to get back under the 200-pound mark, because when I interviewed with her and kind of did a pre-interview with her, both those times I was at the 200 pounds lost. But um, I don't want to do that interview mid-January and not be back down under the 320, if not lower. So I really want to kind of, like I said, rein it back in or recommit. But I feel like I'm also a bit of a broken record in that every Monday I get on here and I'm like, oh, I did awful this weekend, I need to recommit, but this particular year too, with the way the holidays are falling, it is that the Christmas and New Year's and the number one holiday of the year, Carrie's birthday, all ended up being on a Saturday. And so it just kind of compounds the issue of having, that food and kind of the continual cycle I've been doing. But I really need to get back into, like I said, I think that the abstinence is the way to go. The salt, oil, sugar, even that 1 week, I lost a couple pounds more that week than I did the other week. And so it's going to be difficult. Well, it's just difficult because I don't have that self-control. Like, because if, and I kick myself because of where I'm at with it, because I did so great up until I had the surgery. And then kind of I had surgery on my arm, and things started to, and it's not like I'm eating out a lot either. That's what's the frustrating part too. It's just once a week or a couple times in some of the weeks, but and but it stalls my weight loss. If I was at my goal weight and this was, and I was maintaining what I was at, that would be awesome. But this is like I said, it stalled my weight loss, and I need to get back into the weight loss. I need to get this, really need to get down under the 320, get that next 11 pounds off, or 12 pounds to get down, um, by the, close to the end of this year, or as close as I can to the end of this year. So, um, that's going to be kind of my focus, is trying to figure out how to manage these holidays coming up. And I know Carrie isn't planning on making SOS free meals for every meal through the holidays. And I got to decide whether or not, if I can, I'm going to try to fast the next couple mornings as well. I know Wednesday I was planning on fasting, but I'm also going to try to fast tomorrow morning, see how that goes. And see if that kind of helps with things. Cause if I can do kind of a one meal a day, that would help with some of the damage I'm doing when we have these meals. But and then it's just I got to take a little bit of my own advice too, and like not just getting started right now and not waiting, but recommitting, getting back into it. And I do, and it's something, I'm just thinking this off top, but it's almost like I'm planning the times I'm going to break my diet like I used to plan the times that I was going to start a diet, like, well, I got, this event coming up. And it's funny, I kind of have said that and I'm doing it. That, if that event comes up a year from now, are you going to break your diet for it? And I kind of have been, but it's weird too, because it's like, it's not just on my diet, off my diet. It's like there's three things going on. There's the way I used to eat, the way I need to eat to lose weight, and then there's that kind of middle, the way that I'm eating that isn't healthy, but it's not as bad as I used to eat. But the big thing is I got to get rid of that salt, oil, sugar again. It's really what it boils down to. And I'm just repeating myself, but anyways, I had a great weekend. I don't regret anything. I really don't. It's going to be something where, like I said, I might have to skip breakfast for 2 days in a row here to help kind of mitigate anything that happened. But I've found that hasn't been super difficult for me to do when I've chosen to do it. I haven't done it a couple days in a row like this, but, I think that it's going to help overall, and it uh, can't hurt, right? The Other than that, I think that's really all I had to update. I felt like I went over a bunch of topics actually in the short time, but if anybody has any comments or questions, make sure you leave them down below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do get subscribed to the channel. Click on that bell icon so you get alerted when I go live, which is generally around 4 p.m. Carrie says leftovers tonight, tikka masala or Spanish rice. So that sounds wonderful. We also have mangoes at home too, which are always wonderful from Costco, the dehydrated mangoes. And yeah, so get subscribed. I mentioned the Pinterest during the video, but we do have a Pinterest board down below that has some links to recipes that we have been enjoying since switching to this diet. I also have a Discord you can join. That link is down below. Should be active for about a week. You can click on that, join up, let us know what's going on with you. I'd love to hear how you guys are doing on your weight loss, or I'd love to hear you guys challenge yourself. Find an amount of time that is 2 or 3 or 4 times longer than you've ever committed to losing weight. Pick a weight that's lower, or that you've never gotten to, that you need to get to, and commit to it. And like I say, get started right now. There's no reason to wait. Christmas is coming up. It's 5 days away. Get started right now. You can use that, instead of gaining weight over Christmas, you can lose weight over Christmas. And if you've fallen off the wagon like I am, you need to get back on. Or like I said, I feel weird saying off the wagon. Like I don't like, it's just a meal, it's a weird place to be. Real weird place to be. But I think I got to go back to being hardcore here. Anyways, you guys all have a great evening. I will be back on tomorrow to complain more about my weight loss. And I I hope you guys all have a great evening. We will see you tomorrow.